Shastra are weapons. Astras are usually mantras. But talking about celestial weapons, which is called Divyastra, you find the mention of Divyastra in our Itihas quite a bit.
Since you've spoken about so many supernatural events that are occurring, such as curses, people throwing weed at each other, which turns into iron rods and then they're dying. Can you give us a little bit of an insight into the celestial weapons used in the Mahabharata?
I'll say that, but let me also answer this. So as I had mentioned, Itihas, as I had mentioned before, is narrated in a very interesting way. It is Purva Vruttam, something that has happened in the past, and Katha Yuktam. It has some of these metaphorical, mystical sounding things.
Yeah.
But talking about celestial weapons, which is called Divyastra, you find the mention of Divyastra in our Itihas quite a bit. So the question is always that ye Astra, Divyastra kya hote hain? Do we have them today? There is no way for us to find out. But the descriptions given are very interesting. Shastra are weapons which you hold, you see. जैसे धनुष है, वो जो ये फेंकने वाला होता है, वो सब जो स्पेड जो वगैरह होता है, और या गदा है, या तलवार है, arrows, spears, all of that. They are all what you can see, you can hold, you can shoot. They are all shastras. Astras are usually mantras. So you have the same arrow, but it will be a mantra infused arrow which will become...
You mean it's charging it?
Kind of charging it. You are sort of charging it
and making it more potent.
Infusing it with mantras to make it more potent. So if you see in some other text, if you see the description of the Divyastra, they will actually have a mantra. But did everybody have access to that? No. In Mahabharata, Arjun, Karna, Bhishma, Dronacharya, and of course some others like Bhagdatta and Ashwathama a little bit, only they had access to some of these mantras, not the others. In the Pandavas, only Arjun. Duryodhana also did not have any access to the mantras, to the Astras. Even they did not have. So it was not everybody's cup of tea. You had to really achieve a certain level.
I think you had to be worthy enough to get that mantra or to be initiated into the mantra and learn it.
Exactly.
And also I think, to be given to you as a vardhan, like, you had, there are so many classes. I was reading up about this, there are classification of divine weapons.
Correct.
One is from the Tridev weapons, like the Brahmastra, Brahmashira, etc. Then you have the Agni, on the elemental gods, like, Agni, Vayu, the Varunastra, which creates hailstorms and rain and, can confuse the enemy, etc. So there are so many things, but the question here is that who decided who was worthy enough to get these weapons? It was the Gurus?
Gurus.
All right.
Also, it was not as if sometimes people who were not worthy did not get it. See the example of Ashwathama. Ashwathama got it because his father sort of taught him. But he also knew only half. He knew how to release it, infuse and release it, but not how to call it back.
Correct.
So what exactly is this worthiness? How do I become worthy to learn?
That is what the Gurus will decide. And usually that will depend on how much mental control you have and how much Vivek Buddhi you have. Discrimination. When to use and when not to use. In fact, especially for the Tridev Astras, which were supposed to be the most potent, like Brahmastra and Pashupati Astra and all that, even when they were taught, there was a very clear instruction given that you do not use it on human beings. Do not use it on human beings, come what may. Only if you're faced with a supranormal, this non-human kind
like
of
a
very dangerous creature which you can't do anything against, only then, and if you're in a state that your life is in danger, you can use it. Because otherwise it creates immense harm. So you were not supposed to use it. So a person who could not differentiate or did not have the Vivek Buddhi to do it, typically wouldn't get it.
It's like your Spider-Man where they talk about, when he gets the powers, they say that with great power comes greater responsibility.
Exactly.
And I guess the same underlying meaning where, if you're not worthy, if you're not sensible enough to distinguish between when to use it and how to use it and on whom to use it, then you were not given that weapon.
Correct. Also, not everybody could have that kind of potent Shakti, concentrated Shakti to use it. Because if you're infusing a mantra, that means you yourself need to have immense focus. See, have you seen this experiment? It's very simplistic, but आप वो लेंस से लेते हो, है ना, एक पेपर यहाँ पड़ा होगा, फिर वो लेंस से आप वैसे आप सूर्य के नीचे अगर पेपर रखोगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा, बट व्हेन यू कॉन्सेंट्रेट दैट, द सेम एनर्जी, व्हेन यू कॉन्सेंट्रेट दैट एंड यू फ्लैश अ लेंस which has concentrated
paper will
that,
burn.
that paper will start burning.